Ladies and gentlemen, what's the furthest you have ever run in your life? For a lot of people, it might be 1, 2, 5, 10 kilometers. Maybe even some of you have done a half marathon, or maybe even a marathon. And no, we're not counting your sports day 100-meter race that you walked the entire time. I, for one, did sprint it, and I was horrendous. The furthest I have ever ran in my life is 42.2 kilometers, or 26 miles. Basically, I ran a marathon, and I've run it a few times. Now, meet Arda Saatçi. Wait. No, also known as Arda Cyborg Saatçi, or just Cyborg. You just go with Cyborg. And for me to annoy the entire Turkish people in existence, he is a German ultramarathon runner. Before I annoy the entire Turkish audience, I'd like to clarify that I actually don't know the whole picture of it, but if it's clearly saying he's German, I'm going to assume he's German. Do you know what? To make everybody happy, he is German-Turkish to me now. He's German-Turkish. The German ultramarathon runner, Arda Saatçi, is probably one of the most craziest human beings alive. What do I mean by this? Well, let's take a little picture of what he's done in recent history. Every year, Arda Saatçi likes to do an event for his thing called Cyborg season. In Cyborg season 24, he did an extreme 3,000 kilometer ultra marathon challenge from Berlin to New York. Berlin to New York. How is that even possible? This was probably the most ultimate test between mental and physical endurance, until we get onto the later ones. And to do the math for you as well, the 3,000 kilometer route featured 3,000 kilometers, naturally.
Well done!
I know, thank you. A total elevation gain of 21,700 meters. He went from Germany, which was Berlin and Frankfurt, to France, to Spain, to Portugal, and then the US. He faced a lot of challenges and setbacks, that being one of physical setbacks. Early on in Frankfurt, he suffered a calf pain that later escalated into a shin bone fracture. He had rehabilitation, so for 2 months of intense rehab based on the injury, and he could not move for that period of time. Extreme environments such as sandy paths, extreme heat, and the wildlife. He completed this in 40 to 50 days, eventually finally crossing the line in New York and celebrating well as you should. Now, usually in such a huge moment in someone's career, usually someone likes to take a setback and usually take some time away from the sport, take some time back and enjoy himself. And no, he didn't. In Cyborg season 25, he then decided to tackle another 3,000 plus kilometer run, which, you know, probably not what you want to do straight after doing 3,000 kilometers and being in rehabilitation for 2 months from it. But he decided to kick straight back into it by running the entire length of Japan. I'm not kidding. The entire length of Japan. To do the math, the entire length of Japan is about 3,028 kilometers, which he did in about 43 days. That means this man ran 72 marathons in 43 days. With all of this, he started gaining a lot of traction online. Originally, he was actually known as a streamer and used to stream a lot of variety of content, eventually going into being a long-distance ultra-marathon runner. By this point, he had been sponsored by Red Bull as well. Again, a lot of this information is coming from their website. So for Cyborg Season 26 and a huge budget to commemorate this moment, he wanted to take it a step further.
Wait.
It was also an incredible journey, and this year everything will be different. During Cyborg season 26, I ran over 600 kilometers. That's more than 14 marathons in less than 96 hours. I started at the lowest point in North America, in Badwater, 86 meters below sea level.
Cyborg Season 26 will see the man try and complete 600 kilometers. Whoa. Mr. Ford, I thought he was doing 3,000 kilometers every year. Why has he put it down to 600? That's like less than 4 times the amount. Let me explain, dude. First off, the distance that he wanted to do of 600 kilometers is between Death Valley to Santa Monica Pier. That will become important later on in the video. What's even more important is that the time distance he wanted to do it in was way less than the duration of the 3,000 kilometers. Which, to put in perspective, is 4 days. This man wants to run 600 kilometers in 4 days.
Disgusting!
Which, if you watch my wonderful video I watched on the shorts, which I explained this, the time he would need to do this in is 150 kilometers per day, which
per kilometer is 9 minutes 36. You need to have an average pace for a 10 kilometer of 1 hour 36. The average time, by the way, bear in mind, for a 10 kilometer is probably about...
Disgusting!
AKA, he's probably the biggest dumbass on the planet. And to make matters so much harder as well, he's doing this starting in Death Valley. No, but Mr. Ford, what's so important about Death Valley? Whoa, gentlemen, and and ladies, if you're watching, let me explain it. Actually, there is actually quite a lot of women that watch these videos. I don't know why I had the need to say that. I thought I'd just mention it.
Shush.
Death Valley is very renowned for its event called Badwater 135, which famously was conquered by David Goggins.
Dave f***ing hard!
Death Valley, Badwater, whatever you want to call it, is in California. It is known as the world's toughest foot race, where it takes place for Badwater 135. The course takes place running through the hottest place on Earth in extreme summer temperatures. Goggins attempted this race 5 times, only completed it 3 times in 2006, 2007, and 2013, DNFing in the other 2. The most notable event, though, he actually finished 3rd overall with a time of 25 hours, 49 minutes, and 40 seconds, which, credit to him, is damn well impressive.
To work, but you see, my spirit keeps talking. Well, you say you in love, but your arms ain't open.
What's important with Arda Saatçi, though, he is doing it in springtime, so it's not the extreme heats he can get to in the summer, but it is still very hot, and he still has to complete 600 kilometers. Now, we got to give credit to Arda Saatçi and Red Bull here, because they actually did a phenomenal event for this day. Most notably, this was watched by millions of people online. I saw 200 people watching it.
You idiot. You're honestly an idiot.
Concurrently.
I don't know what's wrong with you.
Mad.
But your ego is pissing me off.
He battled intense desert heat, 6,000 meters of elevation, and basically had 0 sleep.
Disgusting!
Let's go over everything that did actually happen, though, considering all this. In mile 1, Arda started running through Death Valley like he had probably lost a bet with his humanity.
You know what that is? Simply lovely.
Early pace was actually really surprisingly calm and not reckless, which is probably the most important thing to do when you're running, is to never run fast at the start. You always want to be controlled and precise at the start and then build your way up from there. In mile 20, he was moving surprisingly well despite this. He was actually looking composed. Mile 40, there was an operation phase for this stuff. At this point, the crew and Arda had been obsessing over time efficiency, but the most important thing as well is Arda Saatçi's frustration with traffic lights.
Yeah.
Waiting.
Seriously, this became like an actual meme of him just running around after these traffic lights. On mile 60, he eventually had his first visible suffering. And by these screenshots here on Instagram, you can clearly see that this man was probably regretting all of his life choices. His body language as well at this point started to change a lot. At the start, he was visibly talking quite a lot and having a lot of fan interaction. Despite this, up to mile 80, he is actually still on target pace. At this point, it starts going a little bit more mainstream. Audiences begin to start tuning in, and at this point, a lot of people were starting to notice his content worldwide. And this is the point where I start making videos of him, and I have to pause before we continue on for the rest of this, because I got a bone to pick with the people in my comment section, and my just annoying, wonderful, loving fan base.
Shush.
So, my recording died, and I was midway through editing this video and noticed that it ended. So, whoops. I got a haircut, if you can tell. It's 34 degrees. Sucks. I'm boiling my skin off in here. Anyway, what were we talking about? Ah, of course, TikTok comment sections. So, when the Arda Saatçi situation was going on, I made a video talking about it on my TikTok page. This went pretty viral. Cheers for that, guys. But what I noticed on that video is that there were 3 different types of comments that were on that video. And I've categorized it on my phone here to 3 different types of comments. Number 1 is the Goggin Gobblers. This is what we're going to call the community for the David Goggins community, right? In the video, I said the following statement. Look, bring him in. Here he is. Look at that handsome fella.
This guy might actually be more crazy than David Goggins. This truly be the GOAT. Sorry, Goggins. This guy is a league above you, bro. What?
Get a haircut, mate. Now, when it comes to the running community and when it comes to long distance, me and the Goggins community don't really get on. Let me explain it, alright? Let me explain it. And to explain it, I'm gonna... Whenever I get annoyed by a Goggin Gobbler, I'm going to use this chinchilla to calm me down. Disrespecting the Goggins like that is crazy. I don't know, I thought it was quite funny. Average. 25 years old versus 51-year-old. We've got Hell nah. And then the picture below. David better, not even close. Okay, this one has nothing to do with David Goggins, but this guy put on the video, every like equals 100 meters I run with video proof. The dude got 2,575 likes. 257.5 kilometers or 159.94 miles.
Disgusting!
Now, did the guy do 257.5 kilometers? No, he did 10 kilometers. Let's be real though, did we ever think this guy was actually going to do that? No, the guy put that so he could get so many likes and milk the video. And honestly, I respect it. Smash like. Anyway, where were we? Oh, the Goggins Gobblers, of course. Goggins was a seal. You don't know Goggins' son. Bro... I don't care what people say, stay hard. I actually respect that. That's actually a base comment. I'm gonna like that. 27 years old versus 50-year-old who had retired Navy SEAL and survived 3 freaking hell weeks. Arda is just athletic as fuck. Can you really put down long distance running down to being athletic? No. I don't think long distance running, and especially when it comes to ultramarathon running, comes down to being athletic. Someone athletic, right? Ronaldo can't one day wake up and just go, yeah, I'm going to run 600 miles. He couldn't. He never could. I don't care what the Ronaldo... I'm going to piss off the Ronaldo fans now. Oh my gosh. Goggins has run 320 miles in 39 hours. Arda has not even run 300 kilometers in 48 hours. Arda is still impressive, but David is in another league. Goggins wishes he could tie Arda's shoes. Damn. They're both impressive, right? Despite the comments on what I said, they're both impressive, right? Grow up. What do you mean crazy in Goggins? Goggins is 50 plus in this crazy age gap. Goggins himself has said that age doesn't matter.
How old are you?
43. So,
You look like you're 30.
That's good. That's good.
You look very young for your age.
Whenever I'm stressed, I get after it. Why are you sitting around? Why are you waiting for shit to happen? It ain't gonna happen like that. Why are you feeling sorry for yourself?
Lamine Yamal was 16 when he started balling out in the Euros and absolutely dunked on people in their prime. LeBron James is still kicking about in his old age and he's still going on. Ronaldo's 41. He's got body of like a 30-year-old.
Don't ever disrespect my goat like that again. Goggins series knockers every done, not just marathons.
Tell him to do 1,000 pull-ups like David Goggins. Like, as if everybody and their nan hasn't beaten that record since he's done it. I'm pretty sure even Brownie broke it, and he's a fitness YouTuber. No disrespect to my best pal, my best mates, Brownie. Me and him go way back. Anyway, regardless, there are so many comments on here, either spelling mistakes, getting angry over this statement, or purely just yapping. And I find it quite funny. Now, the second group of people I want to talk about, oh my god, we're only on the second group of people, is the Turkish tantrumers. So, there were so many people who commented on this video because I had mentioned that he was German. Now, I don't want to get involved in this drama purely because it's quite a grey area for me.
Funny how Germans claim him when he succeeds, even when he's Turkish, especially when they treat Özil. But at the moment when someone's Turkish roots commits a crime, the same person suddenly are talking about deportation and claim they're not really German anymore.
Now, I don't want to comment on the situation, mostly because I feel like if I do, YouTube will, 1, absolutely comment strike this video, 2, hunt me down, 3, torture me, 4, make me become a Tottenham Hotspurs fan, 5, make me watch an England game all over again, 6, put me in the F1 second driver's seat for Red Bull, and 7, strap me up to an electric chair to watch me watch the YouTube guidelines, something I could play once they will electrocute it and kill me on the spot. Aside from that, I think I'll be alright. Arda is a Turkish boy. He is a German Turk. His name sounds oddly Turkish. That's fair. Yo, I'll make a new video saying he's Turkish because German is just wrong. No. Well, it's not entirely wrong, but I get your point. They're getting to me. The YouTube guidelines are getting to me. Oh, they hunted me down. So all the comment section change. Oh my god, I'm not reading all that, bro. He is Turkish, not German. He is only German when he win. If you lose, the Germans say he's an immigrant. We all know it. Okay. If running equals to sex, then dear God. Wait, how the fuck did that get in? The point is, the comments go on for hundreds and hundreds of comments stating that he's either Turkish or German. Now, as someone who is the most political man in the United Kingdom and knows so much about politics that he might as well become the Prime Minister, which is not that hard, by the way, I personally think that barbecue chicken wings are better than Louisiana rub. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Order in the court, please. Order in the court. And the third and final group of people there were the Arda rage baiters, who constantly went in the video and did hundreds of gifs of the same image repeatedly over and over again. It was the most hilarious thing ever, comprised with the other two people that were commenting. There are so many of these as well. I think out of the 1,000 comments on the video, I guarantee at least like a third of the comments was just the same ass picture of Arda Saatçi. Anyway, where were we? Oh, of course, we'll talk about Arda Saatçi's run. So from mile 120 onwards, his sleep deprivation started visibly hitting. He looked like physically present, but he was spiritually buffering. It's like those school computers you have where they like have the Windows thing going. Anyway. There was a cameo as well from Marlon. Nobody knows why. I didn't even know these two were mates. But Marlon appears and starts just yapping and running for him for a little while. And this was relatively entertaining, although it really just felt like one of those like weird Disney crossovers you'd have in like the early 2000 shows, where the shows would cross over and they had literally no correlation to each other. For no reason, just leaves. He literally just stops and goes, "All right, peace," and then just fades away.
I'm okay.
I'm gonna go.
Huh?
I'm gonna go, bro.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
At this point, Arda Saatçi is definitely not going to get the time, and we all know this. But let's be very clear here, right? Any normal human would have quit hours ago. And really, from mile 200 onwards, the guy literally looks completely dead inside. Like, look at him compared to mile 1, compared to mile 300. The man looks visibly distraught. But eventually he gets near to the finish line and so many crowds of people start to form for this moment. It's really actually such a wholesome moment. I've got no jokes to make for this. It's so wholesome. And eventually though, he does finally cross the finish line, which he made it in roughly about 156 hours for 600 kilometers, which is well over double the time he originally planned to do it, but he did it, and that's what's important. Said literally any marathon runner ever. And as he crosses the finish line, all of the bursts of emotions come out in one go, and it is such a wholesome moment. Look what it means to the man. It truly breathtaking. Now, by the end of this, the most important moment here, you know, the moment where you crown yourself as a champion, the moment where you stand on that podium and you hit the champagne and all emotions come out in one go, because you get to have an ice cream with your mum. And that's truly what matters, ladies and gentlemen.
Waiting.
Stay fucking hard!